In North America, we're dealing with about 100 million patients with type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes. To service this population, we need about 50,000 trained individuals, endocrinologists, your certified diabetes educators, with the information that exists on the number of active licenses. You will only find about 9,000 people. So that means today we're 40,000 people short. Let's say you have 1,500 patients that are using continuous glucose monitors. You will never be able to service them on a daily basis. Bioconscious, we bring together your biometric information with a level of consciousness using machine learning and AI. We're building intelligence into the machine so that it can process medical information. The goal of Endobits is not to replace a human with an algorithm. The goal is it takes all the tedious parts of data management away from our trained individuals, which we have so few of. And what the algorithm can do, it can get all the data, monitor the entire 1,500 group, select a subset of that group that requires help, and then help the provider with what they need help with, right? So from a clinical perspective, you go in every morning, you fire up Endobits, and you know from the 1,500 individuals that are wearing this device, 10, 20 of them have a certain issue, and then you can get recommendations in terms of what the issue is and what you need to recommend. So you no longer, as a clinician or a care provider, have to spend time filling out the paperwork or doing the billing or eyeballing raw sensor data to see if they can extract patterns. No, it's already done for you. Only thing you have to do is to say, thumbs up, thumbs down, I agree with this recommendation, or no, I don't agree with this recommendation.
It's just going to save so much time for people. There's a video we watched of this endocrinologist. He took like 5 minutes to review one patient. Like, you're not going to be able to do that for everybody. So our software just takes all of that out of the way, and now it's just a few seconds and you can review not just one patient, all of your patients. And then you know who needs the help the most.
Usually people learn how to interact with it between 2 to 12 seconds. On the right, we give them specific recommendations in terms of what they need to do for that patient. And these are patient-specific recommendations. They do a thumbs up, the patient receives the message, that message goes on the chart notes, so I don't have to copy paste anything. And then you click out of it, we record the time, resources, everything, and that's done. You just remote monitor your first patient on Endobits in 30 seconds or less. So me remote monitoring my patient is not a dry experience. It's rather actually visually appealing. It's exciting. I want to look at it. And it's a software that I want to use. What we see on the clinical side is they're far more engaged with what we provide to them than their electronic medical record system or the software that's provided by the device manufacturers. In 2017, we put the first prototype as an app on the App Store. And it's kind of serendipitous because a mother with a type 1 child found the app, downloaded it, took to one of these hidden Facebook groups for mothers with type 1 children. And then she posted there, like, I downloaded this app. It's giving me this new thing called predictions, and it seems to be quite accurate. And so people were curious, so they started downloading it. And that got to a point where we had, 15,000 active users in under 3 months. No marketing, it was just like organically growing. Somebody downloaded it, they liked it, they recommended it to somebody else. But the concept that was relatively new back then was the ability to be proactive rather than reactive to specific diabetes events. And what we've seen from our users is that an hour to 90 minutes is a good enough time horizon where the user reacts, but they're not reacting in haste. It's more like, oh, okay, I have enough time to react to it by the time, I eat or I take insulin. So on top of the benefits that continuous glucose monitoring offers, we're able to increase the amount of time the user spends within a specific glucose range by roughly 20%. And it also reduces the number of high-risk events from the patient's perspective by 50% almost. So the patient's having less recurring highs or lows. So that's kind of like the clinical benefit that it offers at this stage. The product itself is device agnostic. So it doesn't really matter what kind of sensor your patient is using. We're compatible with the major manufacturers on the market. I'm easy to find. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. Reach out to us through endobits.com. There's a specific contact page if you want to use the product. If you're curious about it. Yeah, I've been talking for like how many hours?
18.
Holy